Welp, the worst nightmare for 49er fans has officially come true as the Seattle Seahawks go into Santa Clara in the Niners' home turf and they hoist a Lombardi trophy at Levi's Stadium. Before the Super Bowl, the most embarrassing moment for 49er fans involving the Seattle Seahawks and Levi's Stadium came in 2014, where the then defending champion Super Bowl Seahawks on Thanksgiving beat the Niners, and then Richard Sherman and Russell Wilson ate turkey on the 50-yard line during their post-game interview in what is known as Turkey on the 50. But this has surely topped that, as the Seahawks have the ultimate bragging rights on the 49ers actually winning a Super Bowl at their stadium. Now, what a difference a few months makes, because flashback to September, week 1, the 49ers go up into Lumen Field and beat the Seahawks and start off 1-0 against their division rival to start the season. Brock Purdy's touchdown pass up for grabs to Jake Tongas, who catches it in the end zone. Of course, George Kittle gets injured in the first half, and Tongas steps up and makes a huge play. And that game could have gone either way. I definitely didn't think, the Niners are like 100 times better than the Seahawks after that, but definitely, beating your division rival, starting off 1-0 against them on their field to start the season. Started off the season positively for the Niners, but started off the season negatively for the Seahawks, losing at home to their division rival. But the Seahawks, improved their team drastically since then. One most noteworthy, adding Rashid Shaheed before the trade deadline, which made the big difference and just absolutely made the divisional game for the Niners. Scoring the touchdown on the opening kickoff, giving the Seahawks all the momentum and having the Niners come back from behind that early. And these last two games where the 49ers had played the Seahawks, both week 18, when the number 1 seed and the NFC West was on the line, and in the divisional round, the Niners did not get into the end zone in either of those games. And of course, the injuries speak for themselves, but had the Niners actually been healthy, they still would not have beaten the Seattle Seahawks in this incredible defense and this explosive offense that they had. There's just no way they would have been able to beat them. Now, it would have been a better divisional game, would have been a closer game. Hey, heck, could have even possibly come down to the fourth quarter, but the Niners would not have beaten them. And not only that, there's 2 head coaches in the NFC West that have Lombardi trophies. Sean McVay and Mike McDonald both have a Lombardi trophy, and Kyle Shanahan does not. Now, Kyle Shanahan has been to 2 Super Bowls as a head coach with the 49ers, and arguably would at least have one if he did not have to face one of the best dynasties in the modern era with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs. But at the end of the day, that's no excuse. I mean, Kyle Shanahan hopefully is able to get a Super Bowl victory with the Niners and is able to have his name in history books as a Super Bowl champion. But if that does not happen, yes, you can use the fact that he had to face, one of the greatest dynasties of all time. But the history books still will not have him as a Super Bowl champion. Right now, the history books have 2 NFC West coaches as Super Bowl champions. And hopefully that motivates the Niners into next year, as I do believe they can make the playoffs again. And I do believe they can contend for a Super Bowl and hopefully win one, do what the Seahawks just did, and win a Super Bowl in a division rival stadium in LA next season. But a lot has to improve. And of course, the Niners' former backup quarterback Sam Darnold has won a Super Bowl now as well. And I got to give, obviously I hate the Seattle Seahawks, but, I got love for Sam Darnold. I mean, he's a great kid, just an absolute, you can just tell he's a good person and he's a hell of a quarterback. And he gave both Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy a lot of credit during his post-game interview where he talked about how, he was able to learn so much from sitting behind Brock Purdy in the 2023 season when we made it to the Super Bowl, and he backed up Purdy. He only played in that Week 18 game against the Rams. When we rested a lot of our starters, and because Sam Darnold was in a horrible situation with the Jets. And a lot of people thought, hey, maybe this quarterback is an absolute bust. Maybe he's not going to be a good quarterback at all ever in this league. And he proved all the haters wrong. And now he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Even last year with the Vikings, he was all right. And, the Vikings made it to the playoffs, but then they lose in the first round against the Rams. But hey, he found Mike McDonald and the Seahawks. He found a system he was able to thrive in, and now he's a champion. I mean, just can't take it away from him. And the Seahawks running game is also, Kenneth Walker gets the much-deserved Super Bowl MVP. This season, Jack Charbonnet was very good for them as well. And, of course, he tore his ACL against the Niners in the divisional round. Had he played in this game, he probably would have had Sam Darnold would have had to throw the ball a lot less, and he would have had that two-headed monster with both Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet, which the Niners need. I mean, the Niners need another running back obviously he's not going to be as good as Christian McCaffrey, but the Niners need a running back that's going to be able to take the load off of CMC next season. And that's what the Niners need to improve on, either, in the draft or, in free agency, whatnot. And man, this Seattle defense, Drake May he did end up at the end of the day getting 2 touchdown passes, but, he could absolutely, he had nowhere to, he was running for his life most of the majority of the game. He got sacked 6 times, which if the Seahawks would have had one more sack against Drake May, that would have tied a Super Bowl record. So this Seattle defense is just absolutely no joke. DeMarcus Lawrence, who's been in the league since 2014, with the Cowboys, he obviously was never going to get a Super Bowl ring, and then this is his first year with the Seahawks. He gets a Super Bowl ring. Man. So congrats to all the Seahawks fans out there. Pigpen, who's been my friend on here for ages. Pete Carroll's Gum, PCG, who, I showed some love to on Facebook. Congrats as well. Congrats to 12th Man Brett, who I've known on here for a while as well. Congrats to Seahawks Bersinio. Primo, congrats to him as well. Congrats to Eric the Hawks fan, wherever you are. And man, hell of a season for you guys and hell of a Super Bowl victory. When Drake May, when the score was 19-7 and Drake May got that big first down run on the quarterback keeper, it looked like maybe they had a shot to get back in the game, but then he throws the pick to Julian Love right after that, and that officially sealed the deal if it was not already sealed for the Seahawks. This first half, that was just a hell of a defensive game in the first half. No team found the end zone until Sam Darnold threw the touchdown pass to A.J. Barber in the fourth quarter. They just had to settle for field goals. They even had, and the Patriots defense did pretty damn good as well. They had a lot of 3-and-outs, but hey, my favorite part of the Super Bowl was the Bad Bunny halftime show. And yes, I don't understand Spanish, so I didn't understand what he was saying, but it doesn't matter. That's what I people don't get. I mean, even if you don't understand it, you can appreciate great music when you hear it. I mean, obviously, one of my favorite halftime shows was the one last year with Kendrick, and then the favorite one that I actually watched was the one in LA in 2022 during that Rams-Bengals Super Bowl when he had Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Kendrick. I mean, that was probably the favorite one I watched. But I love Bad Bunny's halftime show. I mean, the creativity was phenomenal. Having those people dressed as trees, having an actual marriage proposal on that. I mean, that was just an A+ performance by Bad Bunny. There's one song on his that I've had on my playlist since 2021. I'm not gonna lie and say, oh, I've listened to his music for so long, but I thought he knocked it out of the park with that. I mean, he just had everything he needs. So hopefully everyone watching this watch that Super Bowl halftime show and not the garbage-ass Toilet Paper USA one. So anyway, congrats to the Seahawks again. Niners need to improve next year. Danny G is out. Peace!